guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Software Inc. Alpha 9. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because here at Nerdrasoft, we're having a pretty good time. We're sitting on £5.2 million. Nerdrasoft Vision is making more money than I had even anticipated. We're doing very, very well for ourselves. We have 3 members of staff, technically 4 if we're counting the courier, but we have 3 members of staff, and we're just making so much money. Now, the problem with that is that with success comes some responsibility. We have a lot of support tickets for Nerdrasoft Vision, and we can't really handle that. We also don't really have enough people to make software quickly, so today I'm going to put a little bit of a focus, initially, for the start of the video, on construction, because I'd quite like to make a new facility here. I'd like to get rid of this little building completely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big old warehouse. Basically, it's going to be 10 by 23, which is probably fine. And then the entranceway is going to be right down here. So we'll go sort of like this. We'll give it a bit of an angle there just to make it kind of fancy. Give it a little bit of an angle there, and that's going to be the entranceway. Over this way, I'd like to put a canteen just at the back of the building, I think. So we'll do something like that to divide those spaces up. I'd like to make a bit of a hallway just here so that we can put the printing room right back there. And I think that'll be a pretty good idea. So printing room there. And then I'd like to put some bathrooms just off of that hallway, kind of like this. And then I'd like to get a marketing space. Basically, we're going to give these guys a little bit of an angle in their wall there, just because the marketers are apparently an artsy, fancy bunch. And that's basically the warehouse. We're going to have 2 teams in this warehouse. We're going to have the development team and also a small support team. In theory, we could have both teams working on the same things, but I just figure that we might as well, have a dedicated support team, because if we're going to be making really successful software, we need to make sure that we can actually support that and keep people happy. So I am just going to put some glass all around this to just make it feel kind of open. Obviously, now that I think about it, I probably want to get rid of that door and just put a glass one in, because that's supposed to just really be a glass box. So we're going to put a reception desk in there and all of that stuff. So it's gonna look pretty good. Now, I would like to go ahead and get some windows around here, just like that. I don't want to put too many windows in this, because I don't really think it makes sense to have the warehouse be completely open. So that's pretty much it for the windows in the warehouse. This is going to be, like I said, a bit of a canteen. I'd like to get a kitchen just back here. So what we'll do for the kitchen is get a little small pair of windows there and a small window there. The canteen itself can have a couple of small windows like that as well. This is going to be the printing and product room, so we'll get a couple of small windows on that. Marketing is going to be a similar story, so we'll do this kind of thing. We can't actually get a small window that stretches across this, but we can get one in the middle. So we get a couple of windows just around the marketing area like that. And that's totally fine. That is absolutely perfect. Let's go ahead and get a few more doors in here, because we are going to need them. I am going to put sort of a back door on the building there, because that kind of makes sense. Get a nice big door on the marketing room. Get a nice big door just on the printing room as well, I suppose. Get a couple of small doors on the little bathrooms. And we'll get a small door on the kitchen. And then we'll also get a small door on the canteen itself, just like that. So, everything has a door at this point. We can get through this facility. I would like to go ahead and decorate it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this the hallway style there, and we're just going to go ahead and put that right through everything, just to make things nice and simple. So we'll select these 3 rooms as well, and then unify the style. So apparently I didn't do it to the kitchen nor the canteen. There we go. Alright, so now we need to change up the colors and the patterns a little bit to make this look a bit more like a warehouse. Okie dokie, this seems simple enough. We have green in the marketing room to remind them to make money. We have some fairly bland colors in the printing room, some fairly bland colors in the canteen and kitchen as well. Same with the hallways and the entranceway, but I don't think it needs to look too fancy. It's not meant to be too colorful. It's just meant to be a not entirely miserable space either. So let's go ahead and start to furnish some things. Now, currently we only have 1 marketer. I would like to change that up a little bit. I would like to get a few more of them. So what I'm going to do is actually get just sort of a one big table in here for a bunch of marketers to hopefully sit around, because I can, I believe. But yeah, a whole bunch of computers around that one table, which, I mean, they might not be too keen on, if we're honest, but I'm not particularly worried whether or not the marketers like their one giant table, because I like it. And I think 6 marketers is going to be perfectly fine. So, what I would like to do with this room is I would like to just make it as pleasant as it can be for the marketers. Now, I do want to add the phones to all of the computers there, even though they slightly clip through each other. That's no problem. That's going to make their job even better. I would also like to add a bit of decoration to this room. So we'll get that in the corner. We can add a clock so that their effectiveness comes up a little bit. We can add some paintings to boost their moods a little bit. We can also go ahead and very quickly add the reception desk to the main area just there. So that should be totally fine. In fact, maybe move that. No, keep it there. That's fine. Let's get some bookcases in the marketing room as well. We'll get 4 of those along there just because that looks kind of interesting. Then maybe change the color of them to be a bit of a darker, maybe more of a gray. Or something like that actually works. I do like that. I think that's quite nice. So that'll do the job for the bookcases. We don't really need to add anything else to the room, to be honest. I mean, we do need to add some temperature regulation, but I think for the most part, that's probably fine. So let's just go to function, temperature, we'll get a radiator in there. We'll get a radiator there. We don't have anywhere to put air conditioning just yet. So air conditioning might very well go in this room as well, which, to be honest, I mean, we can do that right away. We'll just throw air conditioning there, and that should keep everyone nice and cool in this building. So that, I think, is probably a decent marketing room. It's simple, but it should provide a good service to the company. So I'm looking forward to seeing that working. Definitely keen to see what they can do with that. So let's go ahead and get some lighting in there. I want to get a light just in the corner because why not? I'd also like to get a... well, I can't get any desk lamps, so we're not going to be doing that. We'll keep that light in the corner. Maybe we get rid of a bookcase and we put another standing light in that corner. And then maybe we add... I don't know if I want to add any wall lights. I really don't. I think I will just add a couple of ceiling lights, because if I press L, these are going to disappear, so I won't actually see them, but I will see the standing lights. So I think that room looks pretty decent to me. I do like that. Now, I do want to go ahead and add some... oh, do I want to add these to this room? That's the real question, because I can't add them that way across the hallway, but I can add them this way. So maybe we do some lights like this just to, you know, fill up the lights in the hallway. I mean, it's not the most pleasant, but those lights, I mean, they do the job, so that's fine. Probably a similar story with this room, but we're not going to put the lights in yet because the pallets are very tall and don't work well with the lights. Same with all the other rooms as well. We need actually to leave the lights on whilst I'm placing furniture. So let's get the pallets and all that stuff into the printing room. What I want to do is put some just like that. I want to put some there as well. And we can actually get quite a few of them in there, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. We can also go to get some tables. We can get a couple of these. And we can get quite a few printers in here, actually, which is going to be really nice. So we'll get a whole bunch of those in. And, I mean, this might be a bit risky. We might end up printing way too much, but that seems like a decent enough room. And we can go ahead and get the lighting in here as well. So we're going to go ahead and throw that just there. And that's really most likely all we're going to need, but we'll do that as well. So yeah, that room is pretty much sorted in terms of everything it's going to need. The canteen, I'm going to be honest, I don't entirely remember what it needs. I mean, I guess tables. That would make sense. We could add some of the big table. Actually, well, technically we could. Do we want to add some of the big tables, though, is the real question. Maybe something like that could work, I suppose. Maybe we do just tables sort of like that, fill in the space in the middle, and then just add a bunch of chairs around it. So not everybody's going to be able to eat at the same time, is what this tells me. But I reckon that's probably okay. That's probably not the end of the world. Hopefully not the end of the world. We're going to find out. Let's just select all of that and move it a little bit to there, because what I'd like to do is get some serving tables or serving trays just there. I'd also like to get a vending machine just there, and we can add a water cooler out into this space somewhere. As for the kitchen, we need to get a fridge in the corner. Maybe we'll get 2 of them, and maybe we'll get 2 of the cookers as well. Then, of course, we are going to need to get a little bit more lighting. So let's get some regular lights just into the kitchen. Let's get a light just there as well for that room and there. And that should be totally fine. So that looks like a decent enough little canteen. There's not really much decoration in here, but we can totally fix that. We'll get a plant just there. We'll get a painting above it and a painting there as well. And can we get a plant in the corner back here? I don't know, but I'm going to try. All right. So that's those rooms done. Obviously, we need to get the bathroom done. Obviously, we need to get all this room done as well. So what I'll do is I'll cut out the placement of all of the desks in here because you really don't need me to walk through that. I think for the most part, you probably have an idea of what that's going to entail. So let's get a whole bunch of desks into this room. Okie dokie. Seems like we're done. All of the computers, all of the cubicles, the chairs, the tables, everything's in here. We have 15 spots for the core team. So that's going to be 5 artists, 5 programmers, 5 designers. We have 4 spots for a support team right here at the end, sort of cut off from everyone else with the cubicles there. Which I think is totally fine, by the way. I think that'll totally work. You're not going to be able to see anyone else's work that they're doing, but, you know, you're not completely enclosed either. So I think that's going to be quite nice indeed. So we are going to need to hire a lot of people. That's the one thing I'm realizing. We're also going to need to go through and make sure that we have basically got everyone assigned to a desk. Because I don't think I can limit a role on a piece of furniture. I think all I can do is assign it to a specific employee. So yeah, that can be duplicated or run assigned or set as the default style, which I will do because the computers are a slightly custom style. Same with the chairs. But yeah, it seems like I am going to have to manually go through and assign everyone because each of these computers has a different thing beside it. There's 5 with tablets, 5 with calculators, and 5 with the inboxes. And then these ones are going to... Oh, God, that's going to be a lengthy process. Okay. Right, let's get the marketers first, because this is easy. This room is assigned to marketing. So we need to hire 5 new marketers. So if I go to marketing and I say, let's give them a good salary, let's look for everything, let's begin looking. We're going to go based on skill, and we're looking for people that can match up with marketing. So we're not looking for people that are going to be perfect. We're going to look for great compatibility. We're not looking for great skill. So you are hired. You are also hired. You are hired. So we need 2 more. You are going to be hired. And you're going to be hired. So there we go. We should have 6 people on the marketing team, which we absolutely do. Only 2 people on the core team. That's fine. Let's go ahead and remove this computer. Actually, yeah, remove that computer because the marketers should come in tomorrow and should then go to their own spot. Now, I realize no marketing at all is being done today, which is a bit of a concern because it means that Nerdresoft Vision is probably going to drop in sales, but I reckon we can bring it back up. Actually, 1.38 million is not bad. Now, these guys are going to spend a lot of money making sure that Nerdresoft Vision actually, well, does live up to the vision that we have. They're going to spend a lot of money marketing that. But hopefully, having some solid marketing is going to make us some serious money. Now, we probably want to go ahead and make sure we have some units to sell. We still have 85,000 of them. That's fine. I'm going to order... I'm going to order about 15,000 copies just to bring us back up to 100,000 there. So 15,000 copies brings us up to 100,000. 100,031. So let's see if having 6 people in marketing is going to bring the profits up considerably or not. So 1.9 million. I would say so. Still sparse marketing. Still not ideal, but that's not bad. Okay. Next thing I want to do is make a new team. It's going to be I'm going to call it customer support because that's technically what it is. So customer support is going to be added. We're going to get 4 people working on that. We're looking for probably programmers. We're going to give them a good salary. We're going to make them really good at what they do. We're going to search based on skill, and we're going to put them into customer support. So I'm thinking you are a cocky introvert. You are cocky and goofy. You are a flirty extrovert. You are short-tempered and stubborn. Let's see. Can we get someone that's going to be like something like generous and optimistic? Doesn't really look like it. Stubborn, dramatic. Cocky, stubborn. Come on, come on. Optimistic snob. Flirty, cocky. Okay, you are hired. Now, you're going to be a great match, so you are going to be hired as well. You are also a great match, so you are hired too. And you are also a great match, so you are hired as well. So put you 4 on customer support. We then need to go into customer support, which does have 4 people on it. We're going to need to close that window. We need to then select the employees individually and make sure that they are then assigned to their respective computers. So Rodrigo, you are going to work on that one, which I believe I can do. So that is now owned by Rodrigo Oliver. Good. Connie Frank, you are going to use that computer. Sarah, you are going to use that computer. And Paula, you are going to use that computer. So that puts the support team just in there. Now, we can go ahead and also hire some staff, which I would like to do. We're going to hire ourselves some cleaning staff who are going to come in every morning at 6 a.m. I think that's probably fair. We'll have... Maybe they could come in earlier. No, maybe they come in later. Maybe they come in at about 5 p.m. when everyone's going home. That seems fair enough. So that'll do. We could permanently hire maintenance. I don't know if we need to do that yet. We do need a receptionist who is going to be here from 9 until... Let's do 10 until 2. We need a cook as well who is going to be here from noon until 4 p.m. That seems fine. Let's get everybody in here. So we have the cook who has just arrived. The support team hasn't. That's no worries. We should see people coming in to get some food, which is absolutely beautiful news. Quite keen to see people using the canteen there. Definitely not bad. Definitely something I want to see. Up to almost 500,000 fans at the moment. That's excellent news as well. My printers are getting backed up. I think we're all right. Oh, wow. 2.4 million. Jesus. Okay. Right. So let's assign the support team. Let's get customer support working on, well, customer support. The amount of these tickets queued is increasing, but I think we are going through and sorting more of them. We are still missing a lot of them, though. I feel like we might still have a bit of an issue. Now, why are there too many teams in one of my rooms? This room. Are there? I mean, you're on customers. Who's working in here? I feel like the problem is probably that a lot of teams come through this room. So what might be an idea, actually, is to delete that cubicle and then go ahead and add a little bit of room just to this corner. So if we do that kind of thing, we then create a bit of a hallway. And what we can do instead is add this door to here. Then we have customer support properly in its own little area there. They're maybe not too happy about that, but I reckon that's probably fine. I really do. That's probably fine. That's probably going to make everyone a bit happier because they're more likely currently to use... yeah, I think that works. They're using that hallway. That's totally fine. So what are we going to go up to? We are... Oh, hold on. Do we have stock? That's a question. Do we have stock? We have 51,000 in stock. I think we're okay. So that's all right. That's totally fine. Next step then is going to be to go ahead and hire a bunch of employees for the core team. Now, the thing to do with the thing with the core team is we need to manage the team for a second. We need to go to employees. We need to get me and Chris to be in our respective jobs. Now, I'm going to be a programmer. I think that's fair. So I'm going to set me to have the role of programmer. Chris, I'm going to set you, I guess... Actually, to be honest, Chris, I regret to do this, but you're fired. Because we're just going to hire people that are better than you. So we need to hire 4 programmers, 5 designers, and 5 artists. So let's get that done. And there we go. We have a whole bunch of people that are now working at the company. And we're still making over £2 million per month on Nerdresoft Vision, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No units in stock. I am going to order some copies. I'm going to order 100,000 units of Nerdresoft Vision there. We've sold over 300,000 units. What we're also going to do is, well, maybe hire another courier is probably a good idea, so hire one of those. But what we're also going to do is we are going to start developing something new. Although I would like to make sure that, are there any upcoming releases? There's a couple of console operating systems coming out. There's a computer operating system in 1980. Actually, next month. Okay. Let's wait a moment. Let's wait until next month. Because what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we can basically start, we'll port initial, oh, hold on a minute, there's actually a deal offer here. What have we got? A bit of hosting. Oh, we don't have any servers. I didn't make any server rooms. I need to do that at some point. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the new operating system. Now, our sales will probably come down, I think, if the game works the way I expect it to. No, they went up. Okay, not what I was expecting. That's fine. Now, what I'd like to do is go to my releases, my only release, and I want to port it using the core team to basically everything. So anything that is not already on. Now, there's already 1 million active users on the OS 6. So let's just port this to everything because we might as well. We'll get the core team to do that. It really shouldn't take too long to do. We do only have 5 programmers, but I mean, it should be fine. Porting this to new operating systems should get us a decent amount of money. What I'd also like to do whilst we're doing that is actually start working on something new. So we made a 2D editor. The point of making that editor, though, was because we wanted to make a music editor because we didn't want to use another 2D editor. So what I'm going to do is go by release date, NerdRosoft Vision. We're going to use that to make this audio editor. It's going to be called NerdRosoft Waves with a Z because we're awesome. We're going to have it be on basically everything, right? Like, that's kind of the goal here, is to get it on the operating systems that have the most users. Although the OS 5, the OS 6, actually, the follow-up to the OS 5, isn't very good. But I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this run on everything since the OS 5. Now, there's a lot of operating systems, a lot of them, but not a lot of them have users. So everything since the OS 5, so all of those, basically, which gives us a potential customer reach of 7.5 million. So that's fine. That's decent. Let's make this $29.99. So $29.99 is going to be the price of NerdRosoft Waves. Actually, NerdRosoft Wave will be the first one. The sequel can be Waves. So that should be fine. We'll start developing that. And the designers should immediately get to work. I'm not sure why they're not getting to work. What is your job is artist. Oh, that's the artists. That's fine. That's totally okay. So, we have some porting going ahead here, which is good. We might see the profits from Vision actually take a jump here, possibly. I'm anticipating. Oh, actually, it took a drop. That's fine. That is totally fine. Now, the marketing is unavoidable. We're porting it to Next Slim OS. Okay, so we're porting it to a lot of stuff that goes back a bit. That's all right. Let's go ahead and let's actually start marketing this. So let's put out a press release, very expensive press release, like so. That's really not going to take too long to do at all. And we are going to promote this. So there we go. Thousands of lines of code are going to be done on NerdRosoft Wave. It really shouldn't take too long to do. But as long as we make it brilliant, then we're not going to have much to worry about. That's the plan anyway. The press release for it is coming together quite nicely. It should be done any second. Yes, it is. Let's release it, which has given us 93 followers. Obviously, we can't really do much with it. Oh, actually, no, we can send out press builds. So let's send out a press build and see what the press happen to think of it. I can't imagine the press are going to think much of it, considering there's not really much has been done. Let's do a quick internal review with the customer support team and the core team and see what everybody thinks of it. It is going to take them a little while to do that, but that's probably all right. We have missed a lot of support tickets. We have missed so many support tickets. That's actually kind of scary, how many support tickets we're losing here. I kind of wish you could outsource support That would be kind of nice. Speaking of outsourcing, though, I want to look at other companies, because if we look at worth, I am the 5th most valuable company, which is nice. But I'd also like to look at some other companies for a second. So we have, for example, Shadowback Interactive, who released a bad game engine, so I don't think I'm interested in looking at them. Kickthrow Inc., who have released a bad game engine. We have Slide Like Digital, who have released a bad office software. I'm looking for a company that's done something good here. This company has a lot of fans. They've released 18 products since 1977. They have a lot of fans, but they're not worth much. What went wrong? What was their most recent release? It was actually a great sports game. Okay. It just didn't make a profit. Right, can I buy out this company? Because I wouldn't be against doing that. Like, I'll give the company a bit of money, basically. I mean, now that I own all the stocks, that hasn't given them anything. I just bought out the other company's stocks and gave the other companies money. But I'm actually thinking I'm gonna maybe buy out this company. Because the way companies work is a bit different. So I received 0 stocks and the rights to 18 products. Which is all right by me. We have now technically released a bunch of stuff, such as Soldier Battle in Space and Plane Tricks 4. There's no active users. Can I port this? I don't think there's much point in porting it, actually. What is it currently running on is my question. Because if it's running on old operating systems, OptiThing. When did OptiThing come out? OptiThing is a bad operating system. It's a console operating system that came out in 1977. Jesus, why did you release it onto that? Okay, fair enough. I think we're gonna at some point reboot Plane Tricks then, and put it on like one of the new operating systems, probably a PC operating system. It hasn't really sold any units. I'm gonna try marketing it just to see. Well, no, it's a really old console. There's no point. I'm kind of glad we bought this company because we can do some good stuff with their games. Now, what I'm curious to see is if I go to stocks, it should say when it ticks over to the next day that whenever the cleaner leaves, I've been mentioned with regards to a company takeover. Doc Studio has been acquired by Nerdresoft for a whopping £89,000 along with 18 original IPs. I can buy out the stocks in my own company, I think. Actually, it looks like I can even sell stocks in my own company, which is kind of ridiculous. But if I go into here, no, I don't own anything there. That's interesting. If I look into insurance policies, I probably should put some money into the insurance policies. Let's put 2.4 million in there. That'll be fine. Now let me have a look then at all companies. So, Doc Studios aren't listed here at all, which is really interesting, because I could swear that you could set this up in such a way that you could have subsidiary companies that will still function. Maybe that's not in the game yet. I don't know if it is, but I could swear that was a thing. Now, currently, this piece of software is not doing a great job. I wonder if we should train all of my programmers. So if I go to the core team and I select my programmers, yeah, we probably want to get some audio work done here. So educate them for 3 months in programming in audio and start that education if they wouldn't mind, because that'll make them better at it. That is going to slow down the development, but that's probably okay. So let's have a look at stocks again. Yeah, so I don't own that company is what this is telling me. That's kind of disappointing. I am a little bit disappointed in that. It says that I have bought a company. I haven't got any patents either. Can we research anything? No, there's currently nothing to research. That's fine. I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't actually list the companies that I've bought. Because you would think, and I mean, I know for a fact that it has done before. I've bought out companies in previous runs in Alpha 9, and it lists the company in here. It's like, hey, you own this company. You can sell your stocks in this company if you want to. But it's just not there. That is very, very strange. Let's not worry about it too much. There's no real point. We can look at all companies. Any new companies? 1983, March, Trait Productions. What did they release? That's my question. So you released a bad game called Plain Tricks 2015. Hold on, you're infringing on me copyright there, mate. You want 1.6 million for it. No, why do you want 1.6 million for it? It didn't sell. Like, it did not sell. That's ridiculous. Like, you made no money at all. It's lost you £30,000. Admittedly, like, has it just come out? I don't know. The point is, Plain Tricks is mine. That's just going to be confusing. I'm not that worried, to be honest. I don't think there's any need to worry. It's just slightly infuriating. Now, whilst my artists aren't doing anything, I think I'd like to go to them. Actually, their efficiency is not very good in this room. Why do they not like this room? 200% environment. I think it is just maybe the other team in there. Either way, I want to go to manage teams. I want to go to my core team, and I want to say that my artists could maybe get a bit... Oh, 3D has come along. Right. Let's get my artists educated in 3D art. They don't have to have a huge bit of education in it, but definitely a little bit. Let's give them 2 months of education in that. And my designers actually are going to need a bit of 3D education as well. So let's educate them in 3D design for 2 months. That's going to send my entire core team off to do their thing. Now, that's good, because it means that the next NerdResoft Vision can have 3D support. If 3D is not a thing that they can learn, then we need to make NerdResoft Vision 2. Although, admittedly, I'd love to call it NerdResoft Vision 3D, which is going to really confuse people because it's only the second one. But I think it is a good idea to go ahead and get a 3D version of this. Now, I realize this building here is not being used at all. Can I select the entire building? Yeah, so I can then just delete that, right? Yeah. So that building is not completely gone. We have our new facility that looks absolutely awesome. Absolutely love it. Think it looks great. And I guess at this point, we are just going to be waiting for the teams to get back. I'm curious to see when the programmers and everybody gets back. Are they going to be better, is my hope. I sincerely hope that the programmers are going to be so much quicker. Because if they're not, I'll just be disappointed. It's that simple. I'll not be happy about it. Now, everybody is going to come into work. We're still making over 1 million on NerdResoft Vision, which is just ridiculousness. I am, however, aware that the support team isn't really doing a lot. And that's kind of disappointing. So what I'm thinking I might do is delete this row of cubicles, or cubicle walls, and then go ahead and put a wall in like this. And then go ahead and extend the hallway here, because that seems like it might be an idea. Now, apparently I can't do that, which is annoying. Can I do this? No. Okay. That's going to be tricky then. Why can't I do that? Because I wanted to move this so that the doorway... Hold on. Maybe it's the... Is it this? Is that in the way? Maybe that's in the way. Let's see. So if I grab this... No, that's not going to work. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not. It's not really fine, but it's going to have to be. I mean, I can't really get much in there anyway. It's not like I'm going to be able to massively expand the support team. But I'd like to try. I would absolutely like to try and expand the support team a little bit. I just don't know how. Maybe just... Right, let's put this door back here for a start. Let's just have the door there for the support team so they can get into their office. They have got some heating. They probably want some lights in there, to be honest, because I think it is... Is it dark? Yeah, it's going to be a little bit dark in there. So let's go to function. Let's go to lighting and get myself a light just there and there. So that's going to keep their room nice and bright. And now that that separates them, they might be a little bit more effective because they have got their own room. The problem is they're just really not going through much there. I kind of wonder what skills the support team would need. Because are they any good at anything? I mean, actually, no, it gives me an average, doesn't it? Yeah, they're all programmers. They're not good at much. Maybe I should just give them a general crash course in... Like, maybe I should just educate all of them. Like, maybe that's a thing we do. If I educate all of them in something like programming and say, hey, you can specialize in 2D for a month, that is going to maybe make them better, but I'm not entirely sure. I think we maybe just need a bigger support team. Like, there's 4,000 queued tickets. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Although, if I'm not mistaken, we should have the core team coming back tomorrow. Which, no, they're going to be on holiday, aren't they? Yeah, they're going to be on holiday. They go on holiday in July. So no, actually, they're back. That's fine. And development is going ahead on Nerdresoft Wave. Let's go ahead and get some marketing set up on that. I want to get some hype being generated by the marketing team. I'd also like to get some reviews done. I'd like to outsource the reviews a little bit. It's going to cost me a lot of money to do, but I would like to do it anyway. Currently not very good, which is a bit annoying. If we look at the stats for the core team, audio should be pretty solid. Like, these guys are all fully trained in audio, which is great. I think we've been let down a little bit in the audio design. But I reckon if we just sit on this for long enough, eventually it should be all right. I'm also fairly convinced that this is going to be the month that Nerdresoft Vision... Yeah, I mean, it's already teetering on just about 1 million there. So hopefully we can get it back up above... Hold on, how many units do we still have of that? That's a question, isn't it? Oh god, this is going to be a pain to go through at this point. Let's see, we actually have got 287,000 units in stock. Fair enough, fair enough. We might be printing too many units of that, to be honest. Definitely a possibility. Maybe we want to slow down the printing on that. I mean, if I look at start printing and I say... Nerdresoft Vision, start printing. No, I can't seem to click that. Interesting. I can order copies, but I can't do anything about the printing. Order copies, start print. Yeah, the start printing thing isn't really doing anything, which is weird. It seems that I can't stop printing it. And apparently there's too many teams in one of my rooms. I guess it's this one because the support team has to go through there. Maybe I just move them. Maybe I just move... Hold on. If I just select every bit of furniture in this room, is that a thing I can do? Select furniture types in this room. Hold on. Select the chair, please. The chair, please. The chair. Right. Select furniture types in this room. Then shift-click and select furniture types in the room. Then shift-click and select... I should be able to just go, hey, let's move the furniture, and that's not what I wanted to do, and rotate. So it's like that, which has caused a problem because they can't reach the lamp. That's fine, don't worry about it. Then I'd like to delete the door. I would like to go ahead and add the door back in to that spot. This guy here was actually quite keen to keep his computer, so we'll do that. Oh, no, there's a radiator in the way. That's fine. We'll move it to the other side just there. And then we'll move this guy's desk to that spot. Right. So why can't staff... Oh, I know what they can't do. I know what the staff can't do. They can't reach those. So move those lights to that spot. And there we go. So that should solve a lot of the problems. And that does keep the support team away from everybody else. Which I quite like. So here's hoping that the marketing for this is going to do a great job. Marketing for Nerdresoft Wave isn't doing much at the moment. But hopefully it'll start doing something. I mean, Nerdresoft Wave is, yeah, still 46 followers. There's nowhere for my courier to park. We do need more parking, don't we? Let me just go ahead and buy all of that. Because that just gives us a large area for people to park. Which seems like a good idea. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get this reviewed. We'll outsource the reviews again. And currently, I mean, the stats are coming up. I reckon we can make Nerdresoft Wave good. I also reckon I'm gonna start developing a 2D editor. Admittedly, we have all learned how to do 3D stuff, but apparently we're not doing that. I guess 3D might have been for game engines. If I did 2D... No, we still can't... Okay, interesting. Let's get a 2D editor anyway. Let's give it pixel manipulation and stock library. We're going to make it a sequel to Nerdresoft Vision, which is fine. Actually, Nerdresoft Vision had all of these things. But the thing is, if I put this on, like, all of these, it could be outstanding, there is 100% expected interest. So if we do NerdResoft Vision 2, we make this one $54.99. I think it's cheaper than the last one. It is possibly just going to be a higher quality version of the last one. And if we give it to the core team and let them just develop it for a while, this should be fine. And it also opens up opens things up for NerdResoft Vision 3D. So this is clever, what I've done here. This is smart, possibly. Let's go ahead and market this with a press build and see if it goes up to 138, well, I mean, the amount of followers is climbing. NerdResoft Vision 2 is going to be great. It's going to be outstanding. Promote. And let's make NerdResoft Wave a higher priority thing, though. So Vision is something that they're going to do. The artists are going to be working on that for a while. That actually does give the artists something to do as well, which I'm very excited about. So the artists are going to be working, you know, full throttle on Vision 2. The programmers are working mostly on Wave, doing a bit of work for Vision 2 on the back burner. And if we go ahead and put out another press build of Wave, we should be all right. Can we put out a press build of Vision 2? No, we can get it reviewed. Market press build, yes. Market press release with the works there, please. And maybe we'll also do a press release for Wave as well. So there we go. We'll get all of that done. The marketing is the marketing guys are very, very busy. They're spending a lot of money. They are also marketing Visions, the original Vision as well. But we are not making as much money on that as I would have once wanted to make. But that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Either way, ladies and gents, this episode is running on a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to accept everyone's salary request. In fact, we'll just bring that one up a little bit. We'll accept everyone's salary requests. We're going to leave it there for today. We've built a new studio. We lost money last month? Oh, wow. Yeah, no, Vision just took a hit. What happened there? That is very interesting. Oh, we were out of copies, weren't we? Vision has sold... No. Interesting. Maybe we didn't get marketing going very well on that. Let's make sure that that's the priority for marketing. But either way, yeah, I am going to leave it there for today. We're going to release the press releases for Wave and Vision 2. We're going to get people talking about those. Vision 2 already has a lot of followers there, so that's going to come along quite nicely. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. We've built our new studio. We're making some serious money, or at least we were until last month. And we'll see what happens when we finally release NerdResoft Wave and the sequel to our bestseller, NerdResoft Vision, in the form of Vision 2. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Software Inc., and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!